Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/secretspiceoflife. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.
Hey, what is going on, you variety-loving people? If you're ready to add some spice to your day, welcome back to Secret Spice of Life. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Well, we're back after the slaughtering in round
number one.
The round of 32, round number one. And after day two, this is day 2 of round two. Yeah, round of 16. We already did the first half of the round of 16 yesterday.
We didn't count up the votes yet, though.
Yeah, we're going to do that after this. And then, so anyways, I guess we need to jump right into the action.
I'm trying to see everything clearly from here because I have no eyes.
Oh, I can see it. So yeah, the board's behind the camera. If you guys are wondering, we're not trying to eye rape the camera or anything like that. But and we were starting over in the west region or the left side of the bracket with Black Mirror and Atypical was facing off in the first round, and Black Mirror absolutely demolished them. Slaughterfest. Not the worst Slaughterfest we saw in this tournament. Yeah,
there were a couple that were worse.
Yeah.
Than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I guess not. There's only one that was really actually worse if you count up the totals. I think.
So Black Mirror easily slid into the second round, and then Outer Banks versus Waco, two newcomers to the board. Outer Banks actually ran away with that one over Waco, which is not surprising from the outcomes or the reactions I saw from people. A bunch of people messaged me and said that Outer Banks is a great show. So that's sounding. I hate to say it.
Outer Banks, the start to the second round wasn't very promising. Or the start of day 2 of the second round, Outer Banks was like wiping out Peaky Blinders, I think, too.
Outer Banks isn't playing Peaky Blinders.
Or not Outer Banks, but what the hell is playing Peaky
Lock and Key.
Lock and Key was wiping out Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Outer Banks was beating Black Mirror.
And not on
also.
mine.
Not on yours. So
No.
they were solid then.
Yeah, it was really close. It was close on my
but
big one.
That's the thing. Next round, dude, it's gonna most likely end up being Tiger King versus Black Mirror, I would assume.
Oh yeah, I think so.
And
well, no, I don't know.
People like to vote for what's hyped right now, and I
guess.
have a feeling Tiger King's gonna beat Black
but
Mirror.
I mean,
don't like that.
Mine was pretty close. I think Outer Banks was beaten at like 51-49 on my big one, but my other ones that Black Mirror is 100%, and I had like 12 or 13 votes for each of those.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be just fine. Just from like a quick glance, but then Tiger King and AHS was another one that was like.
I thought it was a blowout.
It was close on mine too. Everything was like close on mine. Yeah. So
that's what I said with the American Horror Story thing. There's probably a lot of females that vote on the stories, and I'm sure that's like most of the population that watches that show.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I watch it, but I'm sure it's mostly women that watch that show.
Yeah.
It's like a drama type thing, but.
Yeah, but as we were saying, obviously, Tiger King beat what is that? End of the fucking world, 59-37, and then Big Mouth lost to American Horror Story 62-39, which was a surprise. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
No, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just American Horror Story is a cult classic, though. Kind of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is.
Like, it's been around for so long, though. Like.
Yeah.
But Tiger King, man, I just don't know. Like, I get it. It's all the hype right now and stuff, but. I could see it beating American Horror Story, but like there is no way in hell that it should beat Black Mirror if Black Mirror gets through.
I mean,
like I feel like Black Mirror is probably the most creative show on Netflix.
Hey, it's like that's what I said. It's so incredibly unique compared to everything else that's out. Yeah. But anyways, that 5-6 game that we had, Ozark and Narcos, the freaking face off, man, that was a close one. It was 51-43 in the favor of Ozark. And then Haunting of Hill House and Bodyguard. That was another blowout.
I just don't think a lot of people knew of Bodyguard.
Yeah.
So they probably didn't watch it. And Haunting of Hill House is another one of those shows that is a big hype thing. Yeah. From last year though, but.
So Haunting of Hill House won that 59-18, and then down the Lost in Space versus Living with Yourself. That was another close. That was the closest game we had actually so far. It was 34-32 in the favor of Living with Yourself.
And then Mad
Men
blew out The Stranger.
The Stranger, yeah.
It wasn't really as bad of a blowout, but it was 19 point deficit, 41-22.
Okay. But I can't see down that far from without leaning away.
Yeah, so Living with Yourself versus Mad Men, which is I'm gonna think that it's probably gonna go pretty well in Mad Men's favor.
Yeah.
In that matchup. Because that's another one. Like when this bracket was first put together, or like we didn't put it together, but when it was randomized, we looked at it and said, oh, like Black Mirror versus Mad Men in the final of this side of the bracket.
Yeah, probably. Ozark could be it. Yeah, Ozark. From when I just glanced last night, it wasn't even like close to being finished yet. But Ozark was blowing out.
I could see Ozark. Ozark's probably the only one on this side of the bracket that could beat Mad Men, or like on their edge of the bracket.
Yeah, they could beat Mad Men. Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like more people probably watched Ozark because it's newer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I didn't watch Mad Men until recently. It's been over for how many years now?
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about Ozark. I've heard that people say that they don't like Mad Men though. Before they just said it's like boring.
I could see where people get that. I mean, like it's
just like
it's a more serious show though.
Yeah,
it's not really. It's not much comedy in it. Maybe some dry humor, but
yeah, it's like a lot of dry humor. It's like I feel like that's like a kind of show like. The action's like really low, but it's like more for like the conversational or like drama aspect of it, and like the story. You have to be like really invested in like the characters and stuff like that. Yeah. So and it's kind of long too. They're hour episodes, and there's how many seasons?
7, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty long. And there's like how many episodes? Like 15 per season.
A lot,
yeah. So. And then over to the east side of the bracket, the right side, we had the Peaky Blinders versus Last Chance U. I saw looking at like the tallies that before like we even tallied them up, like looking at like the percentages, I was like, oh man, the Peaky Blinders are gonna upset in the first round.
Well, I don't know. Peaky Blinders is another one of those shows.
Yeah, but
it's one of the top ones on Netflix, but it's like it's a British show and people don't watch.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's like skewed that a little bit is that a lot of people watch just like Last Chance U, and that was like the one with the least votes in this round, I think. Of that side, I think so. Just like adding them up.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people watched either of them.
Yeah,
but more people probably watched Last Chance U.
Yeah,
whoever voted on the story, people were probably more inclined to watch a sports show than a British show from the early 1900s.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like I guess it's I don't know. It's a different show. It's a crime show, I guess. Peaky Blinders.
Well, it's a gang,
I guess.
Oh yeah, it's based on a true story.
Mob gang, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's like gang life, I guess. Yeah. Gang.
And wait, when is it around World War One?
It's post World War One. Yeah, it's like right before World War Two. Oh yeah, they said I was just like researching to see when the new season was coming out. They said Hitler might be in the next season because it's going in the 1930s right now. So
shit.
Yeah, I was like,
that's crazy. They're gonna take out Hitler.
The dude that's like currently like the big baddie in there is like Hitler's like right hand man in politics. So
what the hell?
Yeah.
Wonder if they'll actually go by like the true historical.
Well, that's what the guy was talking about. He said if they do, then it would kind of add up to like the story of like how it's supposed to be.
What do they do during World War II, or like what would they do during World War II?
I don't think much would change for mobs because they like main characters are all like that fought with the French. And
did they go back? Did they go to the military?
No, they don't go back because they're not allowed.
Because weren't they in the military?
Yeah, they were in the military. They were all in the military. Every single person was.
Well, I guess that's 30 years apart almost.
Yeah, because
20-some years apart.
Yeah.
So, they're probably all too old to go to the military anyway at that point.
I don't know. I think they're only in the late 30s.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think you can get recruited if you're that age.
I guess I don't know.
I think you can probably be voluntary, but like I don't think they recruit.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't recruit you at that age. Yeah, but I mean, you have to think World War II. They need everybody. So that's when like they had the drafts and stuff like that. They had to have people get in the war.
Yeah, I wonder if there was any. I'm sure they wouldn't be drafting guys that were 50 years old.
Oh yeah, probably not. No, it's like all young people.
Yeah. And I could see them still being in their 30s and being drafted, but like.
Yeah.
I don't know how that worked back then. I would assume they'd probably go for the younger kids first.
Honestly. Oh yeah.
Unless they don't have enough, then they have to get other people. But.
Yeah. Anyways. And Lock and Key played Arrested Development, an upset there in my eyes.
That was a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another one, dude. There's so many matchups in this that have new shows pitted against like older shows, and Arrested Development's definitely one of those. Even though they've had the season like recently, like within the last couple of years, a new season.
Yeah.
But it's like the show's like a lot older.
Yeah, and that was another one with like low votes compared to like the other ones that only had like 60 some votes.
64.
Yeah.
63.
Yeah. So. but they won 36-27.
Yeah.
And then Money Heist versus the Society. Money Heist won 35-25, which I didn't really know who was gonna come out of that one, just because like I hear good things about Money Heist, never watched it, but I said I can't deal with the language barrier with like subtitles and voiceovers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Wait, have you ever actually watched it to see if that's what it's like?
no, that's what it's like. I watched the first episode and I just couldn't
never watched
make it
anything
through.
but the trailer
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, and then the Society. I never watched it. You said it was good, so
Yeah, like it's like a parallel universe story.
Mhm.
It
And-
is a little weird, but
yeah. And then Shameless versus Breaking Bad, which was actually a really good matchup. As soon as we put that up, somebody messaged me and said this just isn't a fair choice. Because I mean, to be fair,
it was one of the closer matchups.
Yeah, it was one.
47-39.
Yeah, so that was pretty close. But
I mean, there's a lot of people that watch. But those are both classic shows.
Yeah, I mean, they both those groups have like diehard fans.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good matchup. And then down to the second half of that side, we have Mindhunter versus.
This is a little surprising. Mindhunter versus Master of None.
Yeah.
There
was that bunch
as
of.
I said in the last episode, Master of None is like world renowned as like one of the best shows
It was on Netflix, yeah.
and it got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
And I guess we know the people that follow us like the like crime shows. Like
yeah.
The murder mystery.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
you guys are a bunch of freaking killers.
Yeah. Everybody wants to learn how to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
But 41-10. That was
Yeah, and then we go down to my.
that was 10 was not our lowest number of votes.
Yeah.
Let's
Just that's not the biggest blowout. So
almost, but not there.
yeah, moving down to Dexter and 13 Reasons Why. My favorite Dexter blew out 13 Reasons Why 50-26. So that was nice to see. And not to be hating on 13 Reasons Why, obviously, but I mean just I'm a biased person. So, but then we're down to the biggest blowout of the tournament thus far. Stranger Things versus
Dark.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember because that's how bad it was.
67-9.
Yeah, Jesus. And Dark was in the. Did they win the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing?
Yeah,
They won
beat
the whole
Black
thing?
Mirror in the finals.
Yeah.
Or they were torching them when I looked at it. I'm
Yeah.
guessing they won.
Yeah. So the reigning champion of the Rotten Tomatoes one getting eliminated in the first round of our tournament.
I mean, like you gotta think that we don't have many international people probably following our accounts. Not people from whatever. Where's Dark even based in Germany?
German, I think. Yeah, I think it's German. Yeah.
Are you sure that it is?
I'm like 99% sure
I've
it's
never watched
German based.
But no, but I mean, like I'm sure with Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of European people voted for that show,
Yeah,
and that skewed the voting a lot.
I guess. I mean,
Black Mirror is a European show or a British show.
yeah.
Originally,
It was originally on
BBC,
BBC, yeah, and that's where the Peaky Blinders are from too. Like all the really good British shows are.
Is Peaky Blinders really that? I thought it was a Netflix original.
No, it's BBC, yeah.
Oh, it is.
I think it comes up as a Netflix
I just
original
said
because they
British
buy the
because
rights
they
to
are
it to have it on Netflix because it's not going to be in America otherwise. But yeah, it airs on BBC first. But then down to the last one, we had All American versus you, and then it was what
52-40.
52-40
That was one
in
of
favor
our
of you.
highest voting ones right there.
Yeah.
92 votes.
Oh yeah, I think I heard all.
Probably they are highest.
I mean, we liked season 1 and 2 of You, and it was very popular when it relaunched on Netflix. So, and then All American, I hear people more recently watching that a lot. So
Yeah, that was one of the matches. That was a very different type of shows matchup there.
yeah,
Like All Americans is a football show, like football drama type
yeah,
thing. And then use a serial killer, psychopath type thing.
Yeah.
Sociopath.
yeah. So we already talked a little bit about the second round for like Black Mirror, Outer Banks, Tiger King, American Horror Story, Ozark, and Haunting of Hill House. I think Ozark might come out on top on that.
I would think so.
Yeah. And then what's the bottom one?
Living with Yourself and Mad Men.
Living with Yourself. Yeah, I think I think Mad Men should come out on top pretty easily in that. Not to hate on like Paul Rudd, but I just think just nostalgic wise and stuff like that. And John Hamm being who he is just gonna put them over top. And then the Peaky Blinders, Lock and Key. And mine that was pretty close. So I mean, just like a glance, they just started at 3:30 today.
I feel like Lock and Key is gonna.
I feel like it would probably come out just because of everybody's like, oh, it's good.
That's a new show, but then Breaking Bad will get to the next round and they'll probably beat Lock and Key. I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that Breaking Bad's gonna
beat Money Heist. I would hope. I would kind of hope so.
In the first round, even though they won.
Yeah. And then Mindhunter and Dexter. I would hope Dexter would come out on top. I mean, I don't think people who've watched Dexter, I don't think will will vote against it.
No, no, Dexter's.
Yeah.
That's a creative. They're both like the same type of show, kind of. I guess. I mean, not really, but I mean, Dexter deals with like the mind, actually the like mind of a serial killer, and like going from his perspective.
Yeah.
But like Mindhunter, I guess it kind of does go from the perspective of the serial killer still, because he interviews the guys and stuff. But
he's a friend. Oh, you mean Mindhunter? You said Mindhunter.
Mindhunter. It's the guy that goes into the jails and
I know
the guys and stuff. But I don't know what I don't know if the seasons change or if things change when the seasons like, go on. I think there's a second season out of that. I would assume so, second or third. But I don't know if he like goes crazy and shit starts going down or what. But I mean, they're kind of similar shows. And but I think Dexter's more of like a creative one though.
Yeah.
Because he's a forensics guy in the police department.
Yeah.
And he kills people for the right reasons. So
yeah, I think that's more of like a unique storyline too.
Yeah. He's a like an anti-hero, I guess you could.
He's an anti-hero. Yeah, I'd say so.
I guess you could say because he actually kills bad people.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess you could kind of say he's doing the good thing, but people don't look at it that way once they find out.
Yeah.
It's crazy when he gets found out in that show though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I like the wow man, I cannot remember his actual name. Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I can't remember what his name was in the show.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah.
he's like you're one sick fuck, huh, Dexter?
Doesn't he? Does he kills him, right?
Hey, he has to, yeah.
Because he keeps coming after him. He won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
But Stranger Things versus you in the final matchup in the bracket. Second round.
I think I'd hate to say it, but I think Stranger Things is one in another landslide.
I don't know. I feel I guess
it won't be as bad. It won't be as bad as the other last round. But
I'd say right now, if you're comparing everyone in like every age group, every I don't know.
Demographic.
Yeah, demographic.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Stranger Things is probably the number one watch show on Netflix.
Yeah,
So,
probably. I mean,
I would say they're probably they're probably pretty easily going to be.
It'd be interesting to redo this entire bracket in like a year's time and see like with the exact same shows when they die out off of their new hype and see how much this changes and let people like digest different shows.
Yeah. I mean, like, there isn't that many hype. There's only a few hype shows on here though right now.
Yeah.
Tiger King and stuff like Tiger King, Lock and Key is brand new.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And we were thinking of new brackets to do after this. I thought of like a couple cool ones.
I would have been interested to see what would have happened if Tiger King got matched up with like Stranger Things or something in the first, or Ozark or something in the first round. I would have been interested to see what way that would have went. Like if people. I mean,
you still might see that.
No, in the first round I said.
Yeah.
That. Like I wanted to see like what the hype would if the hype would outweigh the like best shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, we'll see that with Outer Banks and Black Mirror, and then Tiger King and American Horror Story.
Yeah, Tiger King versus Black Mirror is gonna. I still think that Tiger King would beat it just because of everything that's going on with it. That's definitely the most hyped show on Netflix right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or hyped, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, series, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, but we were thinking about like different brackets to do after this because we want to kind of continue doing this just because this was pretty fun. But what did I say? All of Adam Sandler's movies. Yeah. That'd be it. If you're a '90s kid, you watch like most of his movies, probably.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know if that's something that will get a lot of votes on.
You don't think?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, man. I was looking through all of his movies and I'm like, yep.
I mean, but like. If we have like some younger followers, and
yes,
stuff, they probably, because Adam Sandler was at his peak in like the late '90s.
Yeah, and then early 2000s, Click was pretty funny.
Longest Yard was his last. Like, I feel like his last big hit.
Well, we used to watch it all the time on our birthday.
Yeah.
That was like a
he
tradition.
had Grown Ups and stuff after that, but they weren't like huge hits. I mean, I like the first Grown Ups.
Oh yeah, Grown Ups 2 wasn't too good.
The first one was good, but I feel like The Longest Yard was his last like peak movie.
Yeah. That movie's like you can't like sit there and not like crack up laughing.
Yeah.
But and then I said the greatest rapper of all time. We could do.
That's a hard one though.
32 rappers.
You're not people voting like for goddamn Playboy Cardi or something.
Well, we're not gonna put them in there. They're
Yeah.
not the greatest rapper of all time, regardless of what anybody has to say about that. They're not. They haven't proved themselves enough.
You'll have all your guys from soccer, but none of those guys.
I'm gonna put
Well,
some.
pump.
I'll put some up on my story. Favorite rap artist, and to see if there's
Yeah, see
anybody
who
else,
replies, stuff
any
like that.
extra ones that get thrown in there. Like I have an idea of like my top 15 at least, and then you could expand off that.
Are we doing current times or of all time?
All time.
That's hard.
Why?
That's hard because it's an interpretation. Like it's an opinion.
Okay, well, yeah, it's an
I guess
opinion.
everything's an
But
opinion, but like
Yeah,
um,
but it's an opinion of many people that'll
uh,
settle
with,
this.
from many different generations. Also,
Yeah, that'll settle this,
You're
yeah.
gonna be getting a lot of Drakes in there. I would never ever consider Drake to be the best rapper of all time.
Oh
ever.
no.
But like I mean, like his earlier albums were really good. Like that was
Yeah.
some of the best music anybody's put out. But like
Mm.
I would never consider him to be the best rapper. Like his lyrical play isn't the best of like
No.
of like a lot of other rappers out there.
I-
Like, that's how I judge rappers. Like if you're gonna be one of the greatest of all time, you gotta have good lyrical play. Like
Well, I mean, it's not just that though.
I feel like you do. Like I
No. But I'm just saying it's not just that. Like it's more than just that. It's like
What else
it's like
would you
lyrical
put to it?
play, cadence, delivery. Like your producer also has.
You have to have
you have to be a
versatility.
versatile.
You can't be
rapper.
just rapping on the same like sounding beat every.
Oh
every
no,
song
yeah, it's
and,
yeah.
like have the same flow every.
No,
song
but that's what
and
I'm
stuff
saying.
Like that.
Saying lyrics, cadence, delivery, and like music, like overall music, like structure, I guess, is like what matters. Like if you have like all four of those traits, you're probably the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess, but like I don't know. And that's just a lot.
I mean, I have an idea of who would be in the conversation.
I don't know if I could pick out 32 people.
I could pick out 32
I
people.
might be able to pick out 16. That would even be considered.
Well, I mean, I can pick out an easy 15.
I don't. You're expanding you're expanding it too much. If you're picking out 15 people off the top of your head that could be the greatest rapper.
But I'm like including like all walks of like rap. I guess I don't know how to explain that in like a better way.
So if we're picking greatest of all time, there's nobody that should be picked from the last like
decade.
Yeah, it probably. Not the decade, but like the last like at least.
Is
5
how
or
long?
6 years.
How long do people really rap for anymore? It's like a couple, like 5 years.
No, it's not.
6 years.
Oh, they put out a lot of music in the 5 years. Now.
I mean, it also
lot of
Tupac wasn't around that long.
Huh?
Tupac got killed like early in his career, dude.
Yeah, but like that was.
So did
that's what
Biggie
happened.
Smalls. Biggie Smalls got killed early in his career.
Alright, stuff happens. What do you
That's what I'm saying. Like people like you can't say, oh, if you're like not in the last like.
I'll say this again, dude. I'm not hating on Tupac or Biggie at all.
Yeah.
But like, the reason that they're considered two of the greatest rappers of all time is because of the time that they were rapping. Like that's when like rap was the new big hit and stuff like that when they were in it, and so many people.
You don't think rap
so many people just jump on their bandwagons without even listening to them.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see that because people.
Like I'm not hating. I'm like I like some of their music, but like, most people just say Tupac and Biggie. Like you say, oh, who's your favorite rapper? Oh, Tupac and Biggie or something like that. Every time, no matter if they listen to them or not. Like I hate when people do that. Like they just say it because they hear other people say it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Like
but
that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you have to listen to somebody to know if they're your favorite.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
your opinion. You're not going off of like I heard some guy on the radio say that Tupac and Biggie were the best rappers of all time. So I gotta say that too.
Oh yeah, I mean people
because like all these publications say that they're the best rappers.
It's mob mentality. Like you go with you're a sheep, you flock with sheep.
Yeah.
Like
I'm guaranteeing you, like at least half the people that listen to rap music nowadays have never even heard a Tupac or Biggie song.
Well, yeah, that's
besides the like popular ones that are played on movies.
That's what
like
I had a conversation with my soccer team. They had I think it was Lil Pump on or something like that. They're listening to one of his songs. They're like, "Oh, Lil Pump's so good." I'm like, "Have you guys ever like listened to Tupac or like Biggie Smalls or like even like '90s Eminem, Jay-Z, Kanye West or anything like that?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Kanye's music now is so good."
Kanye was
I'm like, he's
so
more of a
much
he's a better
back then.
producer now than he is a rapper.
Yeah, his music's fine, but he has no lyrical substance at all.
He just like
nowadays.
he's kind of turning into like a modern day Young Thug. Like he screams a lot in his music,
Like,
and it's just not digestible.
I feel like 100% that Kanye lost his mind when he became part of the
Kardashians.
Kardashian family.
Yeah, that's
like 100%, dude. Like I don't know. I'm not hating on him. Like Kanye is a fantastic artist, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his discography will go down in the record books for sure.
Jay-Z is a guy that could be put in that.
No, yeah,
that list also.
That's a.
I mean, not the list of falling off. Jay-Z's
no,
pretty consistent.
Oh no, that's what I was laughing because of what I told you yesterday. That one dude and answer the internet's weirdest questions. They said, "Would your walk-up music be when you're going in the bedroom?" Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Modern day Jay-Z's still hard. Like
that's what I said. He's been consistent.
His 444 album, like when he cheated on Beyonce or whatever, him like
yeah, whenever if that actually.
I mean, I think that might have been a publicity stunt, but
who knows?
But I mean, still that album was hard. Like there's like a lot of singing, and it was like a lot of R&B and stuff. But he still like kept it together.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like I feel like Jay-Z's probably been one of the most consistent rappers over time here.
Yeah.
Like over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
15 years, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he's moved with the generations pretty well.
Yeah.
Even though I mean he obviously has other things to do as a billionaire.
Yeah. Does he still own the Nets? Or partially
yeah, he owns the Nets. Yeah. They were somebody on Joe Rogan's podcast was talking about him.
He
said he works
sports agency now too. Because remember we went to the Pitt game when they played Duke when Zion was here, and he was at the game.
Yeah.
Events,
I think he's trying to sign Zion.
Yeah, he came up to talk to Zion. Yeah. I don't know who he ended up signing with Zion.
I don't know either. But yeah, but that was the one bracket I said, and I thought of another one today when I was cutting grass. I was thinking of character face-offs from like either like movies or the TV shows, like badass characters, like if they would fight each other one-on-one, like just make it back.
Not fight each other.
And fight each other, like the most badass like character or something like that from like TV or movies or something like that.
That would be a tough one.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I was thinking about that today. It'd be like imagine like 32 this like fucking badass dudes or girls like going at it. We could even have a women's version.
You gotta put what the fuck? What's her name on there from Kill Bill?
Yeah.
She might damn brag.
She might damn brag. That's why I said we might want to make a female.
Her versus John Wick in the final.
Oh shit, dude, that's crazy.
We should intentionally put them on opposite.
Well, no, I was gonna say if we could probably make a women's one if we wanted, if we thought hard enough about it. Freaking what's her name from The Hunt? The freaking lady who's in there. I'd put her in that bracket for sure, dude.
She's a brand new character.
Yeah, she's a new character.
I said she was in a movie on Netflix. It's like more of a comedy movie with
what's my microphone? Shit.
Licked it.
Yeah, by accident I licked my lips. I licked the microphone.
Getting corona. There you go. But I forget the guy's name is, but she's in there with in like a comedy movie, and she's a police chief or something, and she's like a psychopath in that movie too. Like she goes around killing people and stuff.
Oh my god.
But I'm trying to think of other people that would be in that category. We could Die Hard. Bruce Willis and Die Hard would definitely be in there.
Well, we could even do the best sports team of all time. Like the 96 Bulls, not just basketball, but like all sports.
That would be very skewed though, because you'd have the LeBron fanboys voting for the fucking Cavs and shit.
No. I'm not saying that. But I wouldn't even consider any of the Cavs teams the greatest teams of all time. I'd put the Warriors, like the
20 overall team. We're not talking about like championship team.
No. But I'm saying like the 2015 Warriors or 2016 Warriors, whenever they had like the 73 and whatever record.
Yeah.
And then like the 96 Bulls. Or whatever, and then like that, and like Arsenal's team when they had like Dennis Bergkamp and like all them, and they won the Premier League how many years in a row?
The Invincibles.
Yeah, the Invincibles.
They didn't win the Premier League how many years in a row? They were just Invincible that one year.
No, but they won the Premier League more than once together.
Yeah, they might have won two, but like
that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm not saying like a crazy amount, but and then like I don't know, like. I'm sure we could come up with like 100 more teams.
Well, freaking Real Madrid's team when they went to 3 straight
the Penguins,
Champions League finals.
The freaking Penguins when they won back-to-back Stanley Cups, in the 90s and the current like when was that, like 2017, 2018?
Yeah, or 2016, 2017.
Is that what it was? Yeah, we could do that. But like just like that was an example, but
we had to do a classic movies one too.
Oh yeah, you said you had a lot written up for that already.
No, I had well over 30 some movies.
Yeah.
But like those are like a lot of them are like older movies that like younger people might not have watched.
Mm-hmm.
I mean like Back to the Future and stuff like that. The old Star Wars movies. I'm sure pretty much everyone's watched Star Wars to this point, or at least watched some of them.
I mean, and you don't really have to watch the current day ones. I wouldn't hate if you didn't.
No, I'm talking about the ones like back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. That's all that matters.
I wonder if people still watch them backwards today. No, like since they're
No,
all
definitely not.
You don't think people just still watch them in that order?
I mean, it makes it a hell of a lot better of a storyline if you watch it backwards.
It doesn't though, because it goes. I mean, like I feel like it takes away the hype.
No, if you watch it backwards.
Yeah, if you watch 4, 5, and 6 first, you already know what's gonna happen in 1, 2, and 3. So, like, what the hell is
No, not necessarily.
Unless you don't pick up the point of who the hell Darth Vader is.
No. But the fun of it was like.
I guess there's still
like
a story to each of them, so
they established Luke as like, oh, this dude has like the Force. Nobody knows what the Force is at this point.
Mm.
Then 5, you figure out biggest baddie in all of the galaxy is Luke's father, and that's like a big surprise. And Leia's his sister. You find out after they kissed. And then
I don't know.
and then they quote unquote end the Empire, and then you go back to 1, 2, and 3, and they're like, oh, who's this kid that they find on Coruscant or whatever? Oh, this is Anakin. Oh, he's considered the chosen one, and you're like, but what's Darth Vader's real name or whatever? And then you find out he's Darth Vader, but you're like, how does he get to this point? That's like the interesting thing.
I feel like it might be a little bit of a better. I guess it's more of a surprise. Mm-hmm. If you watch 4, 5, and 6 first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know who Darth Vader is.
That's one
that you do. Don't you find out who Darth Vader is at the end of episode 6? So.
Yeah.
So that gives away the entire.
Not at the end of episode 6, but part of the way through episode 6.
I mean, like, I can't remember because we were still young when we watched 1, 2, and 3, or like when we watched all the Star Wars movies. I guess the first 6, but I wonder how people that were older that. Like realized what was going on actually realized Anakin was Darth Vader when the episode 1 came out, or when they found him.
Well, I'm sure like real dedicated fans knew.
I guess. So wouldn't that take away the suspense of the entire?
No, because you like to see how things play out on screen though, and see how they got there.
But like I feel like I would want some type of suspense, so I'd watch 1, 2, and 3 first.
You had to think the Luke, I am your father, whole thing.
Everybody knows. That's the thing, though.
Well, no. But
nowadays you have the entire series already spoiled.
Oh yeah,
with social media and stuff, because everybody knows who Darth Vader is, who Luke Skywalker is. Like
yeah.
So there'd really be no point.
But my point is, at one point that was considered one of the greatest plot twists in American film history. So,
how was it a plot twist when you already knew who?
But you didn't know. No, but you didn't know that Darth Vader was Luke's father till that point.
But
so think about
I guess
that.
Not because I could see that because you don't know his last. You don't know he's Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, you just know him as Darth Vader at that point. Yeah, he's like Luke. Or I am your father. He doesn't say Luke.
Yeah, I guess that's a good plot twist. I guess. Yeah. I don't even remember how we watched them though.
We watched them 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3.
Positive.
I'm positive about that. Yeah.
Because the first episode episode 1 came out in what, like 2000, 2001 or
it was
something.
like
It was 1999 or something like that.
I think it was really early. I think it might have been 2000, 2001. I don't think it was the 1990s. But we definitely watched them on VHS tape at home.
We still have those.
Yeah, we still have them. Yeah.
They probably don't even. Or we don't have anything to play.
We don't have a VCR anymore.
Oh no, we did use it. Never mind, it worked.
Oh, it does work.
Yeah, we had the double player, the DVD and the VHS player. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still don't know how I'd watch it if I forgot about the entire thing and had to rewatch it.
I mean, assuming you're a sane person, I would assume that you'd watch it just in order.
Yeah, I guess, but but then that gives away the second half of the story, though, because you already know who Darth Vader is, and the biggest plot twist in the whole series is spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Like that's why like when they wrote that story, like what made George Lucas think that, like, oh man, like this is so wonderful.
Well, I think his original idea was just to have a trilogy, though.
Yeah, so like, but then they
talked him into a prequel. Yeah,
that's why like I don't understand people that make. There's some prequels that you want to see just to see the story play out, but like, why go back and make a prequel of something that's gonna spoil your entire like first 3 episodes?
Yeah.
Like, because that's pretty much what it does, dude. It completely just ruins the entire story of 4, 5, and 6.
Oh yeah.
Because you know who Darth Vader is. You know that Luke's his son.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know that you can't really put together that Leia's his sister. I guess you kind of can.
No, you do because when before Padme dies, they're like, what do you want to name him? Luke and Leia. And that's what she does.
So you put together the entire plot twist of the whole second half of the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, unless for some reason like you just forgot. But you'd have to think that they have to watch 1, 2, 3 Rogue, then 4, 5, 6.
I wouldn't watch those movies.
Rogue plays perfectly right into the episode 4.
It does, but like that was,
and it's actually a good movie.
That was made way. That was a money grab, 100% grab by Disney.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it plays perfectly into 4. Like it gets the backstory like leading into 4.
There was no reason for them to go back and make that story at that point. Like they're talking about going back and making all these other stories.
They did it well though.
I guess. But
compared to like all the other side stories, they did it really well.
I'd actually like to see a movie that's focused on Darth Vader.
Yeah, I mean, the original prequel technically is.
No. As soon as he becomes Darth Vader.
Oh, I'd
point
between.
One focus from the dark side perspective.
Yeah,
because they don't focus on them.
Yeah, between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah. Like they don't. I want to see right after he's like put into the Darth Vader suit and rebuilt, and then he gets up off the thing, dude. I'd like to see a movie from that.
I'm glad you brought that up because Rebels, the cartoon, does focus on that a little bit. Between 3 and after the Empire or the Republic falls and turns into the Empire, and when Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, they focus on that. And then Clone Wars is coming to an end. The cartoon also, it just came out. That's supposed to be the last season because they're supposed to show Order 66 or whatever when they try to kill all the Jedi like the clones do.
Yeah.
And then they kind of show Ahsoka is like Anakin's Padawan. The one with the big
long, like hair thing.
Yeah, like the tentacle hair.
Yeah.
And she like kind of goes off on her own and stuff like.
She's supposed to be in Mandalorian season 2, I think they said.
Yeah,
I think there's rumors about.
But that's what episode or season 10's about is them save. They're supposed to go to Mandalore and save Mandalore, so they're gonna kind of fill in the backstory to Mandalore with that. And apparently the show fills in any plot holes that are in like the actual like the regular like movie series. So like if there's any plot holes, they fix it.
Yeah, well, why'd they fix it in a cartoon?
I mean, it actually goes right with the if like any backstory you need or anything like that doesn't make sense. If you when you watch the movie, if you watch Clone Wars, it fills it in for you like what's going on behind the scenes. So it's like I was like watching a video about that yesterday. I remember we watched I watched like 3 or 4 seasons of Clone Wars on Netflix.
We used to watch it when it was new, I think. Like when
Wait, is that on Disney Plus now though?
Yeah, they have. Okay, thing on there,
I was gonna say.
I'm sure
it was on Netflix before.
It was on Netflix.
It was on Netflix before, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Disney took that also. Like they took everything else.
Yeah.
So there was a report about Spider-Man 3 having Daredevil in it, and they interviewed the guy that played Daredevil on the Netflix series, and he said it's not me. If it is, he said if they have Daredevil, it's not me.
All right, then they don't have Daredevil.
Oh, that's unless he's lying, which could be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure guys don't just come out and say to the press that, hey, I'm like.
Usually you hear about who's cast for what though. They're not gonna hide that.
What if he wasn't officially cast yet? What if he was just auditioning for the part or something? Or they were just trying to figure out how to get him into the story.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you take the Punisher and Daredevil and put them into the MCU, that it has to be those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be John Bernthal.
Oh yeah.
And it has to be I don't know.
I can never remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be them two for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two guys that I would keep if you had to bring guys from the MCU. I mean, Jessica Jones is also a good character.
Yeah.
Also.
You can scrap everybody else. So.
Yeah, I didn't have much attachment to Luke Cage. I thought that was kind of a series.
Yeah.
Like just a mediocre type series. But,
yeah.
Iron Fist was obviously very weird. It was just like a 70s kung fu movie or something. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. But that's all I really had. I don't know.
I think. Yeah, so we have to go count up those votes and stuff for the first part of round 2.
About that, yeah.
And then we'll see how stuff turns out. We have to do another episode on Sunday.
After we tally everything, we can do an episode tomorrow. It don't really matter.
Tomorrow, whenever we finish tallying up the votes.
Yeah, and then round 3 will come out Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna take a day
and let everything chill out. Yeah. I feel like we'll get more votes on a Monday.
Weekdays are better ways to get votes anyway. Yeah. We should. I mean, we didn't want to skip like 3 days between so that's why we did the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would think we'll get more votes for those. Less stories to look at because there'll only be 2 matchups each day, and it's a weekday, so I feel like we'll be getting more votes.
Yeah. But yeah. Voting ends 3:30 Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Not 3:30 in the morning. And that's what, the 3rd?
Today's the 3rd.
Is it today's 3rd?
Today's the 2nd.
Yeah,
Okay.
so tomorrow's the 3rd. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, let us know if you guys want us to do any brackets that you have in mind that we haven't thought of. And make sure you guys go vote. Like we said, next round will be out Monday 3:30, and enjoy your weekend, everybody. Have a positive and productive day. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, it would mean the world to us if you gave us a rate and review. Subscribe to the podcast as well, so you're first to know when we release new episodes. Be sure to download the podcast to help us out. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, the full-length podcast is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. Check us out on all of our social media. Our Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat are all official SSOL. Again, that is OFFICIALSSOL. That is on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And you can find us at Secret Spice of Life on Facebook. Don't forget to check out our website and blog. New blog every Wednesday, and potentially some bonus blogs throughout each week. Be sure to check out our Patreon as well, because for 2019 and every year coming, we are going to monetize our Patreon for charity. So anything that is donated to our charity tier on there will be donated to a charity of your choosing or our choosing by the end of the year or every 6 months or so. But yeah, make sure to donate to that to give back to other people. And as always, have a positive and productive day.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.